Hey Internet, it's Jordan, and I wanted to give an update on my car build. I've been meaning to make a video like this for a while, but I did not because I was busy. But now we're to the point where parts are coming together and coming around, and I've got motor picked out right here, and I have the car, and I kind of want to just get everyone up to speed on the car before we get too far, and then I want to make more videos about updates that are smaller, so this might be a little long, but we're going to try and keep it shortish. So I bought a car. Why did I buy a car? I bought a car because I wanted to learn to drive better, I guess. Not that I can't drive my Mazda 3 around, but I wanted a car to take to the track, kind of get into performance driving a little bit. I've never really gone into that, so I thought it'd be fun to take on a project that was a little different from motorcycles, which I usually do, and start with a car for something to try out. So I bought a 2004 RX8. I'll put some pictures in while I'm talking here. Bought a 2004 RX8, had no wheels, no seats, no interior basically. Wheel seats, oh, and no engine. The RX8 is a rotary car normally, and yeah, we're not keeping a rotary in it. Why am I not keeping a rotary in the car? That's a good question. Not keeping a rotary in the car because rotary rebuilds are really expensive, and this is kind of a budget track build kind of attempt. So that leads into, what motor did I buy? I bought a Chevy motor, not an LS either. If you can see right here, it's a 4-cylinder. It's a 2.4 liter Ecotec LE5 engine. In 2006 and 2007, these engines had forged connecting rods from the factory, so that makes some good candidates for boosting. Later down the road, we're gonna run naturally aspirated for a while first. Shake the car down, get used to it. If you know the Ecotec engines, they do come in the Cobalt SS, HHR SS, I believe. There was one similar to that. Anyway, there's turbo options on the 2-liter version of the Ecotec, and all that turbo stuff bolts onto this directly. So engine choice was inspired by Jordan Connor, who ran his Datsun 510 with an Ecotec swap that was turboed in grid life, and kind of made a little bit of buzz on the internet. And talking with Jeremiah, who knows Jordan, it just seems like it was a good pick. We'd get together and just talk about motors. And we'd talk about Honda K-Series, and you have to build them after a certain amount of horsepower, and they're expensive, and you only have S2000 transmissions to pick from. So that didn't really seem like a good option. Well, LS or V8 options, UZ1 or whatever that Toyota one is, also was talked about, but they're heavy. They make a lot of power, but they're heavy. And the RX8 has a lot of handling characteristics that everyone likes. So I wanted to maintain those as much as possible, and a 4-cylinder is really closest to the weight of the rotary, because the rotary is actually a really light engine. So I wanted to maintain some of the handling characteristics that are really good qualities about this car, and not just turn it into a drift missile with a big V8 in it. JZs, the 1 JZ, 2 JZ swaps just were expensive. They're doable in these cars, but I just didn't really want to do it. The Ecotec's a really nice option because you can rebuild one at an AutoZone basically. With it being American, there's so many parts available, and the Ecotec was in a bajillion cars. So should something go wrong, parts availability is like very, very affordable, and even whole replacement engines aren't that much money, which is cool. Let's talk about the story of this RX8. How did it end up in my hands? It's a fair question. So I bought it in December. I'll link Jeremiah's video below. We found it on Facebook. I found it on Facebook and was like, well, it might be a cool car. I don't know. It seemed like it was a fun option. I've always wanted an RX-8 just because they looked cool. That was pretty much the only reason I wanted one at the time, was they looked cool. I was looking for a car build to take to the track and stuff, but I was looking at like vintage cars, more like Triumphs, MGs, that sort of thing. And then I realized how affordable RX8s were getting just because apparently nobody wants them. I don't know what the deal is. So we were looking, we were kind of all on patrol for project car availability, basically. So I messaged the seller, and he's like, yeah, it's up. And it was affordable, which was cool. Mostly because it didn't have seat wheels engine, which I was kind of planning on ripping all that out anyway. So it wasn't a huge loss. And I figured, what the heck. So we went down, whoa. Where was I? Go down to West Bend. Go check out the car. As you saw in Jeremiah's video, we go check it out. Looks good. Looks really good. Car's in really good shape. There's a few rusty spots in by the wheel wells. Some suspension components to get cleaned up. But really, overall, the car's pretty stinking clean. And the interior missing and the stuff didn't really bother me because most of that was going to come out anyway. So all lights were go. The car has, I think, had 3 owners. There was 1 owner, and then there was Joe, who the car is named after, and then there's me. Joe bought the car, was going to do like a sob swap into it, and he actually passed away before he could build the car. So that's why I actually bought it from his brother and his dad. And kind of talking with them, I was like, you know what? We're going to name the car Joe. So, car's name is Joe the RX8. And we're going to make him proud with this build and hopefully get it out on the track like he would have wanted it to. And I'll get all the fun driving experience that I wanted to learn. So, that's the story about the car's name. Let's do a little walk around here. So, things that came out of the car already since I picked it up. We have, that's the new transmission there. Old transmission has been pulled out of the car. Wiring's been all kind of pulled back that it was existing. We're not really sure how much we'll have to retain to keep it moving. And then the interior of the car, we finished gutting the interior, so we really have just wiring to work around at this point. We'll be putting a cage in and some racing seats. Some buckets, I should say. But yeah, pretty much the car is gone. Sunroof's out. And all those parts are in the corner of my garage. We also pulled off the exhaust. It was basically a catback. And so we pulled that off. Here's the front crash support, front bumper. Hood's over there. But yeah, all the interior panels that we could pull out easily are removed. I believe the door cards are going to stay for now. And then here's the old drive shaft here, and then we have the differential and transmission brace that we'll be remaking to pair it with this transmission along with LE5. And yeah, so next up on the list is going to be fitting this, and I'll make a video about putting the transmission onto the engine and trying to lift it in. We're going to try and mock it up and just see where we're sitting as far as how it's all going to fit in this engine bay. It should fit okay. We just have a couple things to clear, but I think we should be all right. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and there'll be more updates soon.